I am Gautam Dikshit, subject matter expert, GK and current affairs at Manu Law Classes. Today we are going to discuss a very important topic which is in the mind from past few months or years, that when will this COVID-19 ends? First wave हो गया, second wave चल रहा है, the peak is going to come soon according to experts, but अब third wave की भी बात हो रही है. तो ये डिजीज कब खत्म होगा? हम सब सोच रहे हैं कि हम कब नॉर्मलसी की तरफ रिटर्न करेंगे, कि हम लोगों से हाथ मिला सकेंगे, हम बिना मास्क का एक बार फिर बाहर जा सकेंगे. सो ऑल दिस क्वेश्चंस आर इन योर माइंड, बट बिफोर आई प्रोसीड आई वुड लाइक टू टेल you that this time we have still not reached the peak of COVID-19 and it is raging throughout the country like a wildfire. So as a responsible citizen, it is our responsibility to wear the mask, use sanitizer and maintain the social distance whenever we are going out or whenever we are at home. Breaking the chain of transmission can only ensure that we fight this disease and we can overcome this disease in a very short period. So friends, let's move ahead. We at Manu Law Classes are going to launch 1 year and 2 year courses from March 15. You can enroll today for CLAT 2022 and 2023. You can visit us our website at lawentranceindia.com or you can contact us at this number. Once you are finished up with the lecture, please go to our description box. You will find a description link. You will find a link for the free trial. You can locate that, sign up for 15 days free trial, fill the form and you are set to access our free trial classes. The benefit which you are going to get is that live classes with one-to-one interaction with faculty. You will have access to recorded conceptual lectures on various topics, access to topic test as well as sectional test, and your performance result of the test, which can help you in identifying your strong and weak area and make the strategy accordingly for getting more marks. So the content of today's topic is, friends, that we will just in brief compare the first wave and second wave of COVID-19, that how second wave is different from the first wave. And then we will try to see that is really the third wave inevitable? Is it really going to come in India if we take all the preventive measures right now? Then we will see a concept called as herd immunity, which is very important in fighting this disease. Then we will see that how the COVID-19 can end. So the first topic which we will see is that how second wave is different from the first wave. So if you will just see the comparative figures between the first wave and second wave. So the peak of the first wave was September, October. Peak matlab that when the disease was at its maximum. Okay, after that, after the peak, the disease starts falling. So this is the peak. So the peak of the first wave was September, October 2020, and during that peak, the cases were 97,000 cases per daily. But the peak of second wave has still not reached. Some are predicting that by 15th May, we can see the peak of COVID-19. In some of the states, the peak has already come. But on April 30th, 2021, India crossed 4 lakh cases daily. It means that in second wave, the number of infections or the number of people who are getting ill per day is 4 times than what we saw in the first wave. The second difference between the first wave and second wave is that in the first wave, we hardly heard any news that corona is spreading in rural areas. The rural areas were quite safer in the first wave, but this is a very striking feature of the second wave. आप सेकंड वेव में पढ़ेंगे कि रूरल एरिया, इवन द फार फ्लंग एरियाज ऑफ छत्तीसगढ़, ओडिशा, झारखंड, even there also we are witnessing the surge in COVID-19 cases. The second difference is that आपने अगर पिछले साल COVID-19 फॉलो किया था तो कुछ ही स्टेट्स थे जहां पे COVID-19 के केसेस बहुत ज्यादा आ रहे थे, उसमें से महाराष्ट्र लीड कर रहा था. In second wave also, the Maharashtra is leading, but along with Maharashtra, there are some new states which are witnessing the surge in COVID-19 cases, which were not there in the first wave. Some of them are like Delhi, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, West Bengal, Punjab, Chhattisgarh, even they have shown steep rises in the case. Okay, the rise is almost like 30% in 72 hours are getting infected due to corona in the second wave. The next striking difference is that in the first wave, RT-PCR test, okay, reverse transcript polymerase chain reaction test, this is the full form. RT-PCR test was considered as the golden test for COVID-19. It was considered as a golden test. But in the second wave, we are seeing that even RT-PCR is giving 20% false negative report. 20% false negative report means if 100%, if 100 people are testing negative for COVID, out of that 100, 20 people may have COVID, but RT-PCR test is unable to detect the coronavirus. Why so? Because the new coronavirus, the new strain in the second wave, is not infecting the upper respiratory tract, but it is infecting the lower respiratory tract. And for detecting the virus in the lower respiratory tract, we have a new test which is called as bronchoalveolar lavage test. So now this is the new test which has come for detecting the virus in second wave. The fourth one was that in first wave, what we were witnessing is that most of the COVID patients who are getting infected and who are dying were mostly above 45 plus, and the persons who had comorbidities like sugar, blood pressure, heart disease, kidney disease. Okay. But in this second wave, if we must have observed that all the age group, including children and youth, they all are getting infected and they all are dying. Though the report have come that the death rate of the second wave is similar to the first wave, but the infection, okay, number of deaths, okay, they all are very high in the youth population as compared to the first stage. Now let's move ahead, friends. अब हम फ्रेंड देखते हैं कि सेकेंड वेव स्टार्ट कैसे हुआ। हम इसको पिछले क्लास में भी किए थे, यहां पे मैं एक शॉर्ट रिवीजन करके आपको बताऊंगा। जब सितंबर अक्टूबर में जब केसेस कम आने लगे और जब ये अनाउंस हुआ कि दिसंबर जनवरी तक इंडिया विल हैव इट्स ओन वैक्सीन, कोविशील्ड एंड कोवैक्सीन, देन द कॉम्प्लेसेंसी स्टार्टेड बिल्डिंग अप। ओके, हमने सोचा कि अरे अब वैक्सीन आ गया है, हम वैक्सीन ले लेंगे, हमको कुछ होगा नहीं, तो हमने मास्क पहनना बंद कर दिया, सैनिटाइज करना बंद कर दिया अपने हाथ को, सोशल डिस्टेंस मेंटेन करना बंद कर दिया। इट मींस दैट वी स्टॉप्ड फॉलोइंग कोविड एप्रोप्रिएट बिहेवियर। सेकंड थिंग वाज पैंडेमिक फैटिग, इसको मैंने अपने लास्ट वीडियो में डिस्कस किया है, जो आप एक्सेस कर सकते हो बाय सब्सक्राइबिंग टू मनु ब्लॉग क्लासेस। ओके, सो पैंडेमिक फैटिग मतलब पीपल दे गॉट बोर्ड बाय स्टेइंग इंडोर फॉर अ लॉन्ग पीरियड ऑफ टाइम, तो उसको पैंडेमिक फैटिग कहते हैं। तो जैसे ही लॉकडाउन खुला, लोग सोशलाइज बहुत ज्यादा डिग्री पे करने लगे। उसके बाद लैक ऑफ इफेक्टिव इंप्लीमेंटेशन ऑफ कंटेनमेंट जोन। लास्ट ईयर द पीपल दे वर फियरफुल, ओके, दैट कोरोना कैन हैपन टू एनीबडी, बट once the news of vaccine came, then people they became very relaxed. So whatever the containment zone policy was, that it was not implemented properly. The fourth and very important thing is that the emergence of new variant. This is UK variant B.1.1.7, and this is India's double mutant variant. Okay, double mutant variant. These new variants, they started evading the immune system, that people, even if they are vaccinated and they are immune to coronavirus, but this new variant, they started evading the immune system. तो आपने सुना भी होगा कि किसी को पिछले साल कोरोना हुआ था, उसको भी डिजीज हो रहा है, किसी ने वैक्सीनेशन दोनों डोज ले चुके हैं, उसको भी हो रहा है। तो दिस इज द रीजन। द नेक्स्ट इज स्लो रेट ऑफ वैक्सीनेशन। ओके, now what happens that in most of the cases vaccination provide a very good immunity against the disease, but in India what has happened that we have followed a slow rate of vaccination. We have still not vaccinated more than 60 to 70% of our population, which is very necessary for herd immunity. herd immunity क्या होता है ये हम आगे देखेंगे। ओके, उसके बाद हमें लगा कि इम्यूनिटी फ्रॉम द फर्स्ट फेज इज वाइड स्प्रेड। ओके, मतलब बहुत लोगों ने इम्यूनिटी डेवलप कर लिया है। But if you will just see the figure, okay, by December 2020, only around 21.4% of the people who had developed immunity against corona. अब हम आगे चलते हैं. अब हमारे दिमाग में ये क्वेश्चन है कि हम how to beat, will this corona pandemic end, because now we are talking about the third stage also. Okay, हमारे दिमाग में ये भी क्वेश्चन चल रहा है कि अभी तो हम सेकेंड वेव से निकले भी नहीं और थर्ड वेव की बात चल रही है, तो हम क्या इससे कोप कभी कर पाएंगे? तो वो समझने के लिए हमें पैंडेमिक के स्टेजेस को समझना बहुत जरूरी है कि कोई भी डिजीज पैंडेमिक के स्टेज पे कैसे पहुंचती है, हाउ एनी डिजीज रीचेस अप टू पैंडेमिक स्टेज. सो द फर्स्ट स्टेज इन डिजीज इज कॉल्ड एज आउटब्रेक. आउटब्रेक का मतलब कि a particular area, a very small area will start showing the sudden increase in number of infected persons. Okay, but it will be localized in a localized area. For example, the corona disease started from Wuhan. So what happened? Suddenly in Wuhan, people started getting infected with this novel corona virus. उसके बाद क्या हुआ? धीरे धीरे ये डिजीज वुहान से बाहर निकला और एक रीजन को अपने चपेट में ले लिया. होल रीजन गॉट इन्फेक्टेड विद दिस डिजीज, और यू कैन से अ कंट्री गॉट इन्फेक्टेड विद दिस disease. Okay, so this stage is called as epidemic. In epidemic, what happens? There is a rapid spread of disease, but now in a large number of population. Okay, जो एक पूरे रीजन को engulf कर लेगा in a large number of population within a short period of time. Okay, थर्ड स्टेज पे आते हैं कि फिर कोरोना चाइना से बाहर निकला कैसे. So friends, we are in the globalization era. Okay, in globalization there is a free movement of people, there is free movement of money. Okay, so because there is free movement of people, so people were already traveling. Okay, starting में पता नहीं चलता है कि ये disease क्या है, कैसा है. Okay, because it was a new disease. So nobody knew that how fatal this disease is, but people continued to travel. Because of this traveling from China and other places in the world, this epidemic, this localized disease spread out in the world. So these are the three stages of pandemic: outbreak, small area में, epidemic, larger area में, pandemic in whole world. So कोरोना के साथ भी ऐसे ही हुआ. अब हम आगे चलते हैं फ्रेंड्स. अब हम सब देखते हैं कि जो सबसे हमारे पूरे वीडियो का सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट है, स्टेजेस इन कंट्रोलिंग द डिजीज. हम किसी भी डिजीज को कंट्रोल कैसे करते हैं. ओके, क्या स्टेज है. फॉर एग्जांपल, आई टेल यू, आई गिव यू अ नेम ऑफ वन डिजीज, टीबी. टीबी, क्या टीबी इंडिया में होता है? यस, इंडिया में बहुत लोगों को टीबी इन्फेक्ट करता है, बट क्या टीबी हमारे लिए कॉज ऑफ कंसर्न है? क्या हम टीबी को लेके बहुत ज्यादा कंसर्न होते हैं अपने लाइफ में? इफ समबडी हैज टीबी, ओके, सो वी गेट कंसर्न कि अरे टीबी फैल जाएगा, बहुत लोग मरेंगे? नहीं. व्हाई सो? व्हाई वी आर नॉट कंसर्न? वी आर नॉट कंसर्न बिकॉज ऑफ वन स्मॉल रीजन, दैट वी नो दैट आवर प्रेजेंट मेडिकल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर इज enough to cater to all the patients of TB. ठीक है, that thing is called as control. इसका मतलब TB is in control. Got it? Fine. Disease है population में, but medical infrastructure उस disease को cope कर ले जाएगा. So see, this is called as control. That the medical infrastructure can handle the disease burden. अब कोरोना सेकंड स्टेज पे आते हैं, फर्स्ट स्टेज में हम आते हैं. क्या हम अभी कोरोना को कंट्रोल कर पा रहे हैं? द बेसिक क्वेश्चन इज दैट इज कोरोना इन द कंट्रोल स्टेज? नो, कोरोना इज नॉट राइट नाउ इन कंट्रोल स्टेज, इट इज इन एक्सप्लोसिव स्टेज. ओके, बिकॉज आवर प्रेजेंट मेडिकल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर इज नॉट एबल to provide treatment to all the patients. Okay, and secondly, it cannot stop the infection also right now. You must have gone through the lack of hospital beds, ICUs, oxygen in the hospitals. Okay, so right now TB, corona is not in a control stage. Now the next stage is endemic. हमने, हो सकता है कि कल को जाके हमने कोरोना को कंट्रोल कर लिया. एक समय में आया था that in December, January we had controlled corona. Okay, we had controlled corona. that is the first stage, that we control the disease, that whatever medical infrastructure we have, we can cope with the disease. The second stage is endemic. It means what? That we try to limit the disease. We try to limit the disease. For example, I give you, when we were in January, February, okay, was corona cases coming? Yes, even January and February also corona cases were coming, but they were not jumping the figures. For example, daily throughout India 2000 cases are coming, okay, not more than 2000 cases. Means डेली जो केस आ रहे थे वो 2000 के आसपास थे, मतलब यहाँ पे बेस लाइन जो हमारा था वो 2000 के आसपास था, ओके. सो सर्टेन बेस लाइन जो है उसी को स्टिक करके कोरोना का था. सो वी हैड एंटर्ड द एंडेमिक स्टेज, ओके. सो द एंडेमिक स्टेज इज द डिजीज एग्जिस्ट अमंग द पॉपुलेशन. डिजीज पॉपुलेशन के अंदर रहेगा, बट इट विल नेवर राइज बियॉन्ड अ सर्टेन बेस लाइन. It will never rise beyond a certain baseline. For example, इंडिया में आप देखोगे अभी रेनी सीजन आएगा तो बहुत लोगों को डेंगू हो जाएगा, ओके, बट दैट डजंट मीन कि सारे पॉपुलेशन को डेंगू हो गया. दैट डजंट मीन दैट आवर हॉस्पिटल इज नॉट इक्विप्ड टू कैटर विद द डेंगू पेशेंट्स, ओके. एक बेस लाइन, हर साल इतने लोगों को डेंगू होता है. फॉर एग्जांपल मान लो हर साल 5000 लोगों को डेंगू हो रहा है, तो इसी बेस लाइन के आसपास डेंगू का केस होगा. सो डेंगू इज लाइक एंडेमिक. देन कमिंग टू द नेक्स्ट स्टेज, एलिमिनेशन. एलिमिनेशन मीन्स व्हाट? एलिमिनेशन का एक सिंपल फॉर्मूला है. इट इज गिवन बाय वर्ल्ड हेल्थ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. Any disease, if it is happening to only one person in 1 million, in 10 lakh population, if only one person is getting infected, it means that that disease is on the verge of elimination, means almost zero, not completely zero, but almost zero, okay. So WHO has given a definition that disease which has not occurred for at least 3 years in a country, okay, for more than 1 in 1 million केस. अगर लगातार 3 साल तक अगर किसी भी डिजीज का रेट ऐसा है कि 10 लाख लोगों में खाली 1 पर्सन को हो रहा है 3 साल तक, then that disease is considered as eliminated. This is the definition of WHO. For example, in elimination, one more thing is important. That thing is that elimination is always associated with country, not with the world. For example, polio is eliminated from India, but polio is not eliminated from Pakistan. Okay, so India has eliminated polio, but that doesn't mean that the polio has been eradicated from the world. Okay, in world it still exists. Then the next stage is eradication. Eradication means what? No reporting of disease worldwide. पूरे वर्ल्ड में डिजीज की रिपोर्टिंग नहीं हो रही है. इसका सबसे बेस्ट एग्जांपल है that in 1980s the World Health Organization declared smallpox as eradicated from the world. Smallpox as eradicated from the world. I give you one more information that the vaccine of smallpox was developed in 1798 by Edward Jenner. This is important, Edward Jenner. ठीक, एक चीज यहाँ पे प्लीज फोकस करना, ये आगे डिस्कशन में काम आएगा आपको. वैक्सीन कब निकला? in 1798, and when it was declared eradicated in 1980. Okay, almost 200 years. Okay, now going with the last slide. Okay, control, elimination, eradication, endemic. You must have realized that the first question will come to your mind that can COVID-19 be eradicated? I give you some simple example. Eradication का सबसे पहला example क्या है? That it should not, the disease should not happen to anyone in the world. Okay, but what is happening in COVID-19? Just take the case of COVID-19. First of all, COVID-19 is impacting different countries unequally. For example, developed countries, they are rich enough, they are making vaccines, they can save the population. But what about Africa? What about countries like India? Okay, they are struggling to control the corona. What about Brazil? So they are struggling to control the corona. So right now we cannot think that we can eradicate the COVID-19. Okay, fine. The second challenge to eradication is that with each wave of corona, new variants are developing, and these new variants are evading the immune system. So what happens is that it may happen that today I have taken the vaccination, I can save myself from second wave and third wave. But it may happen now, it may happen that after a few years, a new variant of corona comes and it infects me. Got it? So eradication right now is very difficult. And as I told you, that take the example of smallpox. The vaccine of smallpox came in 1798, but when the disease was declared as eradicated in 1980, almost after 200 years. Okay, so eradication is right now very difficult to achieve. One scientific explanation that why eradication is difficult, we can see here that we can eliminate the COVID-19 if this word is very important, if there are no new cases globally, पूरे वर्ल्ड में कोई केस नहीं आना चाहिए, and in the absence of preventive measures, मतलब आज अगर मैं स्मॉल पॉक्स का इंजेक्शन नहीं भी लेता हूं तो स्मॉल पॉक्स मुझे नहीं होगा. क्यों? बिकॉज स्मॉल पॉक्स हैज बीन इरेडिकेटेड. बट कैन यू से दैट थिंग फॉर कोरोना राइट नाउ? वी कैन नॉट से दैट. ओके फाइन. तो अगर आप कोई प्रिवेंटिव मेजर्स, फॉर एग्जांपल वैक्सीन इज वन ऑफ द प्रिवेंटिव मेजर्स अगेंस्ट द डिजीज. बिना वैक्सीन लिए अगर किसी को डिजीज नहीं हो रहा है पूरे वर्ल्ड में, then only we will consider that disease as eradicated. But for corona, this is very far from now. Okay, fine. And at the same time, the challenges of new variants of corona which are emerging in each wave, okay, they are making this eradication technically difficult for scientists and medical field. Now coming to the second one. ठीक है, इरेडिकेट नहीं कर सकते, क्या हम उसको एलिमिनेट कर सकते हैं? मैंने पहले ही आपको बोला, I told you earlier that eradication is related with worldwide, that पूरे वर्ल्ड में वो डिजीज नहीं हो रही है. Elimination is always associated with the geographical boundary or a country. For example, this question is that can we eliminate corona from India? So let's take the case of India only. So one important thing for eliminating corona is what? Right now, vaccination. You can say that if everybody gets vaccinated, then we can eliminate the corona in coming years. But what is our vaccination policy right now? The vaccination policy is that only those children who are only those persons who are 18 years plus or above 18 years are eligible to get the vaccine. So children, they will not get vaccine right now. They will not get vaccine right now. But the second wave of corona is hitting the children also. Okay, but they do not have access to vaccine. So right now, it is very difficult to eliminate the corona from India until we go for vaccination, universal vaccination. Okay, universal vaccination, or at least 60 to 70% of the population has developed herd immunity. If they have developed herd immunity. So as you can see, it is difficult to eliminate corona in near future. Our vaccination policy is only for persons aged above 18 years. Okay, and the second challenge is that vaccination is voluntary, means the government has not made vaccination as mandatory that everyone above 18 should go. Suppose if I feel that I don't want vaccination, so government cannot force me to take the vaccine. Okay, so every population, every person in India is not getting the vaccine. So right now it is difficult to eliminate. Okay, the third important point related with this is that what can happen is that suppose we eliminated the disease from human population, but that virus may survive in animals. Okay, hota hai aisa. For example, you must have recently heard that lions in zoo, okay, they contracted the coronavirus. Fine. So what happens sometimes is that the disease, the virus is not in human, but they are surviving in animals. For example, you must have heard about a disease called as Middle East Respiratory Syndrome. Okay, so the source of this virus was animal. It was animal. Okay, from animal it got transferred into human. Okay, Middle East Respiratory Syndrome. So there is always the risk of animal-human transmission, which we cannot avoid. Now coming to the next question. Okay, fine, we cannot eradicate it, we cannot eliminate it. Can we control it? Okay, so or can we make it an endemic type of disease that it is localized, not happening to everyone? So yes, we can control corona at least, but the only requirement for controlling the corona is that 60%, according to WHO, 60 to 70% of population must have developed the herd immunity. They must have developed the herd immunity. Okay, fine. Before proceeding here, let's go to the next slide and see that what is herd immunity. पहले एक बार herd immunity को समझ लेते हैं, फिर हम स्लाइड पे आते हैं. ठीक है ना. अब हर्ड इम्यूनिटी को समझने के लिए ये दो डायग्राम इंपॉर्टेंट है. ये आपका फर्स्ट डायग्राम है, ये आपका सेकंड डायग्राम है. पहले लेबल्स को अच्छे से देख लेते हैं. इस केस में देयर इज नो हर्ड इम्यूनिटी. Okay, in this case there is no herd immunity, but in this case the herd immunity has been developed. So what is happening now? Okay, the gray color is susceptible people, red color is infected, green color is immune, arrow is showing the disease transmission from one person to another. Now this person, suppose this person 1 is there. Okay, now he comes in a group and he is carrying the virus, and now what he does, he gives virus to every person he comes in contact. See here the chain is getting formed. This person is giving disease to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 persons, and they in turn are spreading the disease. Okay, now what will happen? So now these people got infected with the new virus. These persons are susceptible to the new virus. Okay, now what will happen? Many of them, all of them will not die of the virus. Some of them will survive. Okay, once they survive, so they will develop the immunity against the disease. Okay, but fine, but all will not develop the immunity. There may be some people, okay, there may be some people who never contracted the disease only. Fine. So when the second wave come, now suppose this was the first wave, now when the second wave come, okay, so there are some people, okay, who didn't have immune system, who don't have immune system. Why? Because they were not contracted with the disease in the first wave. Okay, they protected themselves by wearing the mask, sanitizing their hand, maintaining the social distance, and staying at home. They didn't contract the disease. These people who are marked in green, they contracted the disease in the first wave. Got it? And now they have developed the immune system. They have developed the antibodies against the disease. Now when the second wave strikes, it is going to infect very less number of people, and most of the people will get survived. For example, you can see here one person was infecting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 person, but here due to herd immunity only one person is getting infected. So this is called as herd immunity. The whole population got immune from the disease. I have taken this diagram from technologynetwork.com to explain you this clearly. So now coming to immunity. So see, we can control the COVID-19. The only thing is that majority of the population must have developed the immunity against the disease. Okay, which is also called as herd immunity. Now what we know, what is herd immunity? Fine. Now see, the scientists, they have said that the herd immunity for corona disease is 60 to 70%. Means if there are 100 people in a group, okay, if 60 to 70% people have developed the immunity against the corona, okay, then that is the threshold for a threshold for corona herd immunity. Corona herd immunity. Okay, fine. Now can we, is it very necessary for everyone? Because we saw in herd immunity that one way of developing the herd immunity is that people who are getting infected with the disease and getting that disease, fighting that disease and coming out and developing the immunity. but ये क्या सबके लिए जरूरी है क्या कि वो बीमार पड़ेंगे और वो ठीक होंगे? नहीं, कोई दूसरा तरीका नहीं है क्या? दूसरा तरीका भी है, that is called as vaccination. If we vaccinate our population very fast, then we can achieve this herd immunity faster, because in vaccination what is happening, the body is developing the antibodies. Okay, so there are two ways of developing the antibodies. Either the person contract the disease, fight the disease, and the immune system gets developed, or the person vaccinates himself or herself. Okay, so vaccination is one of the way to develop the herd immunity. Fine. Now see, these are the results of Sero survey. It gives a very reliable data on the level of immunity against COVID-19. So by June 2020, if you will see, that only 0.73% people in India had immunity against COVID-19. By the time we were in August 2020, 6.6% people in India had immunity against COVID-19. By December 2020, if you will see, 21.4% people in India had immunity against COVID-19. Okay, now if we pursue our vaccination policy seriously, okay, and suppose by October, if we achieve 60% to 70% of vaccination of all the people in of the total population of India, so we can say that we have achieved a level where we can control the corona. But now you have seen that in recent surge, even the vaccines are in shortage. Okay, so that's why we are struggling in our second phase. Fine. So if the question comes to your mind that if we want to control the second wave or the third wave, what are the two important things? The two important things are improving the health infrastructure, improving the oxygen supply, and third is vaccinating the people. These three are very important strategy, long-term strategy for fighting corona. And as a citizen, we should follow the COVID appropriate behavior. Now, the next question is that when will the second wave stabilize? When will the second wave stabilize? Now, we already know that if 60% to 70% of the people in India have received the vaccination, so we can say that the second wave can stabilize. Okay. The second thing is that if we compare the first wave with second wave, so the second wave's peak came in September, October. Okay. And in November, December, it started falling. And you can say that, so this is September, October, and by the time we came in January, February, so you can say there is around 4 months gap, you can say. Around 4 months gap. After 4 month gap, okay, the first wave stabilized. The first wave stabilized. Now comparing it with the second wave. Now the experts are saying that the peak of the second wave will come in mid of May. In mid of May. Okay, now if we just compare it with the first wave and take the 4 month gap here, so around August we can expect that the second wave will stabilize. Okay, now there was one study which is conducted by SBI which says that by October 2021, India is expected to reach in endemic stage. What is endemic stage? Endemic stage means when the coronavirus is in a control stage. It means it is near to baseline. Means the same which we experienced in January, February, that still there were corona cases, but they were not breaching the figures. They were not like daily 1 lakh cases are coming, 2 lakh cases are coming. Okay, they were around 2,000, 3,000. Okay, so we can reach the endemic stage by October 2021. But the SBI report says that there is one condition for this. Okay, they say that if 15% of the population gets double dose of vaccination, if they get double dose of vaccination, 15% of the population getting double dose of vaccination and 63% of the population receiving the single dose, then the herd immunity in India starts. Herd immunity in India will start. Okay, RBI expects that this will take place by October 2021, and by that time we will be in endemic stage. Okay, there are some researchers who have compared the first wave and second wave, and they say that when we compare the first wave and second wave, we can say, as I explained you just now, that India can reach the endemic stage by August 2021. Okay, I just again repeat what is endemic stage. Endemic stage is the state at which the number of infected person is near to or equal to a baseline, is near to or equal to a baseline, and it can be easily managed by the health infrastructure. Okay, and then if the third wave does not come, okay, then we can expect that normalcy will return in India. Then the experts are saying that by May, June 2022, it means we are assuming that our population is almost 100% vaccinated. Okay, almost 100% vaccinated means 1 year from here, we can expect the normalcy to return. Okay, now coming to third wave, that is third wave inevitable? 2 days back, our principal scientific advisor made that yes, third wave is inevitable, which I have discussed in detail in my last lecture, which you can go through that by subscribing our channel. So third wave is inevitable, but now after 2 days, he has said that no, we can manage the third wave if we follow COVID appropriate behavior, vaccination of maximum persons, and improving the health infrastructure in India. Okay. Now, what can be the challenges? Now we know that if we do vaccination, if herd immunity is developed, so by August 2021 or by late October 2021, the second wave situation can stabilize. But there are certain challenges to herd immunity. There are certain challenges to herd immunity. Now, just compare it in January. When in January, we had almost stabilized the first wave. But what happened after that? We became complacent. The moment we received the news that the vaccine is going to come, we became quite relaxed. We stopped following the COVID appropriate behavior. Okay, so the same thing should not get repeated in the second wave if we want to end the second wave and stop the third wave from coming. What can be that? So there are certain challenges to it. Okay, so I will discuss the challenges and what steps we can take. So see, the first challenge is emergence of new variants. Emergence of new variants of corona. For example, right now, these variants, okay, sorry, 617. B.1.617. Right now, these variants are creating havoc in India. Okay, scientists say that in future, this variant can also go under mutation and they can change their form. Okay, once they change their form, so the present immune system of persons in India may not fight the new variant of coronavirus. So what strategy we can adopt for that? We can update our vaccines. Okay, we can update our vaccines. We can update our vaccines. So once we update our vaccines, which is responsive to the harm caused by new variants, so we can fight it scientifically. The second is that we should follow the COVID appropriate behavior even after the vaccination, And third point is that we cannot fight corona if any part of the world is still facing the corona disease or still struggling in controlling the corona. Okay, because it is the globalized world, people will keep on traveling from one part to another. So if one part of the world is not able to control the corona, so there is always the risk that a disease can get transmitted to each and every part of the world. So lack of global cooperation on vaccine accessibility and affordability is one of the challenge. Okay, so that's why there is a need for a global alliance, okay, like COVAX, okay, with Gavi. These are global alliance on vaccine, okay, CEPI. So there is a need for the global alliance to ensure that the corona vaccine is available to all at affordable rates so that each and every person in the world can get vaccinated and this disease in the long run can be eliminated from each country and subsequently in future can be eradicated. Okay. Now, what responsibility as a citizen of India we have to how we can contribute to the fight of COVID-19. So we as an individual have a very big responsibility in fighting the COVID-19 disease. I again say you that it is not only the responsibility of government to fight this disease, we as a responsible citizen should also fight this disease. So we should get vaccinated first. We should get vaccinated, and we should tell others to get vaccinated so that this herd immunity can be developed in larger number of population very fast. Then we should follow the COVID appropriate behavior, okay, inside the house and outside the house. We should not roam without any work. We should not step outside of our home if there is no need. Then the third is, and very important, that be positive and spread positivity. Please stop sharing all the bad news, stop sharing all the bad videos, be positive, spread positivity, and this way we can collectively fight Corona. Hope you must have liked this video. Once again, please subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching this video.